DD214 Network Podcast is for mature audiences only. Any videos, music, or entertainment not originating from DD214 Network is used and covered under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, also known as fair use. Opinions expressed are our own and do not represent any DoD or U.S. government entities as a whole. This podcast is for entertainment purposes only. Viewer and listener discretion is advised. You are no longer alone now because we have you.
Lo and behold, here we are. I got a couple military jokes for you. You ready?
Sure.
What if gay men were allowed in the military? This is an old joke. What if gay men were allowed in the military?
I don't know. What?
Saving Private Ryan would be a lot shorter because it wouldn't take them 3 hours to find Matt Damon.
Haha.
What's the difference between the old army and the new army?
What's that?
In the old army, they were blown out of the foxhole.
Are these all just like gay military jokes?
That's what it seems like so far. Because let me guess, in the new army, they're just blown in the foxhole. Is that where you were going with that?
I don't know. I didn't write them. I'm gonna have to start writing them. How can you tell if someone was in the military?
What? How?
Give them 5 minutes and they'll tell you themselves.
There. I've heard that one referencing Marines usually.
Yeah.
Or like an Ohio Buckeyes fan or somebody who does CrossFit. You know.
Yeah. Why does the military not hire infertile snipers?
I have no idea.
They only shoot blanks.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, I didn't write them. I was watching, I don't know. I've been in a jokey mood. I was watching not a stand-up comedian.
Tried.
That's why I'm right here, okay? No audience.
It's okay. We love you, John. We love you. We love you, John. We love you.
Did you guys know that OnlyFans started hosting comedy roast?
Well, you also do, OnlyFans also is sponsoring boxing matches. So it's Fansly and a couple other porn sites. Yeah.
I don't know. Everybody wants a taste of fucking Satan's cock. I mean, I'm sure
it's
whatever.
It's so funny because I wanted to see, like, I haven't seen a good, like, roast, right? Because I've been watching a lot of Kill Tony, which is fucking hilarious if you guys haven't watched it before. You know, you never know if there's going to be a good comedian or a bad comedian, and that's the beauty of it.
What is it? It's called Kill Tony?
It's called Kill Tony, and it has Tony. So think of a Comedy Central roast, except every single week in a live comedy club audience, which right now they film in Austin, Texas at the Mothership in Joe Rogan's club. And it's pretty. So remember when we thought that we were the only live podcast out there? We're not. So, but, we're the only live.
It's pretty rare.
Yeah,
pretty rare.
So, Kill Tony is that it's a comedy live podcast. But what they do is that they pull names out of a hat, and they get, like, maybe the guy's never done stand-up comedy before, and they'll pull him up. Maybe he's good or maybe he's not. If he's good or bad, the host Tony Hinchcliffe will ask a couple questions, roast them in the meantime, and they'll go on to the next thing. It's pretty funny. It's vulgar as hell. If I were to play a clip on our show right now, we would probably get canceled because there's a lot of, but
Can't be any worse than what we've talked about.
For a
it's almost
military
impossible.
gaming tech nerd, everything just.
I say go
We're
for it.
just a
Yeah.
cluster.
You want to see
Our
a
entire
clip then?
podcast.
We have a fucking disclaimer for a reason, dude. Like we actually have fucking balls and dick here. Like, why what are we scared
Thought
of?
it was dicks and balls.
What are they gonna like? Seriously, what are they gonna cancel us from? Like the fucking 5 people that fucking watch our show? Like seriously, we'll end up getting more viewers if they try to cancel us than we have right now. It's fucking feasibly impossible. To cancel us.
I'm looking for a good one right now. Oh, all right, I got you. You ready?
Absolutely.
Cam Patterson's abortion policy.
All right, let's hear it. Everybody loves abortion.
He's actually a regular.
I just been fucking. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Are you being careful? You taking precautions?
yeah, God, my condom, baby.
God's your condom. Well, God intends to repopulate the world, so you might want to be careful. God puts holes in condoms. And we're in Texas, sir. You're going to keep that baby.
Cam has an amazing abortion policy. If a girl gets pregnant, he just throws a rock at her.
I'm a stone that bitch, nigga.
All right, John, that's pretty good. That's good. That's
yeah.
good.
So
okay. I've got. You know what? Yeah, you might have sold me on that one. So
that's actually one of the good comedians that comes on. But like every now and then they'll pull a name because remember they pull a name out of a hat, and you never know what you're gonna get. So you may get a guy who just fucking bombs. But they had one guy that just came on who works for the fucking EU government and was talking about. He was talking about how he's a skinny guy. He's just like, I look like Spider-Man. Bless you. He said, I look like if the spider from Spider-Man. He said,
he took Jay's fucking caption privileges away sometimes.
No, like never.
Okay with it. And it's actually funny because Cam Patterson, that comedian, he just started like 4 months ago, and he's already selling out theaters. And that's the beauty of what Kill Tony does. If you're if you're hot,
you're hot, and strike while iron's hot. And I get that.
Yep. And what I love about it is that the host Tony Hinchcliffe always roasts the comedian that comes up on the stage. So it always, I think the next.
You know what? You want to hear something funny? Like that might be the only part of it that like I kind of just like. It's fun to hear friendly banter. You know what I mean? But like the roasting thing got really played out for me like back in the 2000s.
Yeah.
And I really like it. Roasting like me roasting you would not be funny to me, and like anyone roasting me is kind of like cool, fuck off.
And you know what?
Haha.
The last 2 years, the roasts haven't even been that good. But like I was watching, I was watching Kill Tony, and it's kind of a refreshment.
If it's what I would call and very specifically like specify like it's friendly banter, where I wouldn't even necessarily quantify it as a roast. It's friendly banter, and I think everybody is so sick to death of like negative bullshit all the time. Like it's honestly hard for me to watch roasts anymore. Like even the old school ones that I thought were like just really funny as shit back in the day. I'm like, it just gets really cringy when everybody's just chopping each other down all the time.
It seems like every month Comedy Central for the longest time there in the early 2000s was roasting somebody. We had the roast of Gene Simmons, the roast of fucking Charlie Sheen, the roast of
Saget.
Yeah,
this person, the roast of that person, and it was like, God,
it just got played. It's played out, dude.
And you know what's funny? How like the only celebrities who are on Kill Tony are the hosts of the show, and that's what because it's a new person on the stage, and then if
I'll give that 2 thumbs up, absolutely.
Yeah. So I like so me and my wife were like, oh, let's watch a roast. So they had the roast of Bert Kreischer, and the only way we were able to watch it was on OnlyFans, and we're like, the fuck. So we decided to watch it. It wasn't that good. I'm not gonna lie.
Does that mean? Wait a minute. Hold on. Does that mean you have an OnlyFans account?
No, you don't need an account. Right, baby? You didn't get an account to watch it, right? Yeah, no, you don't need.
No, John doesn't have the account. His wife has the account, and just
is that just what Frenchie's telling you? Is that just what Frenchie's telling you?
No, that's the fucking truth, that motherfuckers. But And I thought a Burt Kreischer roast would be funny. It had his hits. It had Jim Norton, who's obviously been doing it from the beginning, and Tony Hinchcliffe, who was there, were funny. But it's just like some of the other ones, the appeal, like we just said, the appeal was lost years ago. And then when you're having like a big celebrity, it's just like it's not.
I could probably tell you what like the big joke about Burt, like on Burt Kreischer was like for his roast was that he took like one joke and like made it into an entire career. I'm sure like everybody fucking. You know
what's funny? Now, usually, how long is a roast? Like 3-4 hours long, right?
God, I hope not. Fuck. Like, maybe that's why Comedy Central took over. You know what I mean?
No, but that's the thing. Comedy Central doesn't even do them anymore. And so the OnlyFans one was only 54 minutes long. So I'm assuming all those like jokes, those repetitive jokes were probably taken out.
Yeah.
But everyone was just calling out one of the comedians for making her career out of being a slut. So, I mean,
that's exactly why I don't like roasts, because it's just like the shit gets repetitive. You can tell who's being catty. You can tell who's being kind of a dick or who's being fucking kind of a bitch. And like who's being.
And then I watch Kill Tony, and there's a fucking Asian guy talking about that he plays a game with his girlfriend that starts with the word R and it rhymes with grape. Like,
right. But that's like, if you're looking, if you like your humor, like you like your coffee, just black as shit, right? Like fucking.
Listen, comedy's not dead. I don't believe comedy.
I don't think comedy's dead either. But I think it takes, if you're an actual comedian, being able to roast somebody or like say a lot of your mama jokes is like that's bottom tier shit, dude. It's talking shit is so cheap. Like a true comedian will fucking sell you what they're fucking the story they're telling you. You'll laugh while they're telling it. You'll die fucking during the punchline, and you'll be telling the fucking shit to your buddies, the next day at the fucking at the water cooler in the fucking office. You know what I mean?
I want to start with Squilini. Who are your favorite comedians?
Most of them are fucking dead at this point.
That's okay. Who are they?
That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. Most of mine are too. Most of mine are too, homie.
Robin Williams, number one.
Okay.
Saget's
great.
Fuck.
Take your time.
Go fuck yourself, Jay. I mean, honestly, I only have a top two. Like, Saget.
That's okay. That's okay.
Saget and Williams are
top tier.
And, with Robin Williams, it's one of those things like. For me, it's one of those things where it's like this guy went out there and made people laugh, even though deep down inside he was fucking hurt.
Sure, a lot of them. That's
a lot of comedians anyways are super fucking depressed, have bipolar, have this, have that, but they get enjoyment out of making other people laugh.
Yeah.
So, it's one of those things like those two definitely. Granted, there's some stuff that's come out about Saget after his passing that kind of.
That shit always happens, though.
But it always does.
Yeah. That shit always.
Because I think one of my favorite stories about Saget. Oh, number 3, Brad Williams. He's a little person.
Okay.
Just funny as shit.
Oh, he's fucking hilarious. So he's
okay. I know who he is.
He has a skit, and he's talking about he was doing a comedy special with Saget and fucking John Stamos was there, and the whole all the crew from Full House was there at the special and shit. Saget comes into fucking Brad's dressing room and is like, "Yo, Brad, do you want to meet fucking John Stamos?" Brad's like, "Fuck yes, I want to meet John Stamos." And Saget informs Brad, well, Stamos is deathly afraid of little people. So the skit pretty much is Brad talking about the time he met Stamos, and the way that him and Saget did it Saget brings Brad into John's dressing room and says, "Hey, Jon, I want you to meet Brad." And Jon looks down, and Brad is just humping the ever-loving shit out of Stamos' leg. And Stamos is screaming like a little bitch.
That I would like to hear that as told by, you know what I mean? Like that sounds like a funny fucking anecdote, dude, for sure.
What about you, Jay? What are some of your favorite comedians?
Number one with a bullet for me is Bill Hicks. It'll probably forever be Bill Hicks. Long dead, very short. I say short career. I think he was around for over a decade, but he didn't get a chance to make too many albums and stuff before he fucking passed away. So, George Carlin, fucking forever. Yeah. You know what I mean?
He's one of my top 3.
I don't know, from the new school, probably like I'd be like more inclined to listen to maybe like some Bill Burr, not all, but some. You know what I mean?
If you want to listen to a good comedy routine of a guy screaming about his wife, then yeah, go for it.
Yeah, like
he's funny as hell.
The Philadelphia incident, he shit talked the crowd in Philadelphia for 12 minutes straight. You know, like just off the top of his head. You know what I mean? Like shit like that one. That one is, you know, Dave Chappelle's funny sometimes, but not
funny. Yep.
If we're talking about consistency, I would have to say it's Bill Hicks and fucking George Carlin. Like it is very philosophical / you know, you're all fucking idiots. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it's more, it's like they'll hit you over the head with like some common sense shit that would seem pretty common, but it's not so common, to make you think about shit while simultaneously explaining exactly how fucking stupid you are. For following the crowd, basically, which is ultimately what we all end up doing, right? So
that's why I really enjoy George Carlin.
Yeah, make you look in the mirror. They make you look. They force you to look in the mirror. Basically,
my number one is just hands down Jerry Seinfeld. I've always been a Jerry Seinfeld fan. I love Seinfeld, as much of a fucking asshole as he is.
I know Nick will love you for that one. But,
Jerry Seinfeld and Joey Diaz. Good old fucking cocaine Coco Diaz.
Just got a thing for him, huh?
Yeah. Listen, his funny. It's too crazy. He's crazy.
I love that you named Seinfeld, but like I am so far on the other end of the spectrum with Seinfeld, dude. It's like I never found him funny when I was young. I didn't find him funny in my 20s. I didn't find him in my 30s when I was supposed to be like around the age he was. You know what I mean? And like I'm 40. People. I watch episodes here and there with Nikki because Nikki loves the show.
I love that show.
And I still to this day I'll sit there and watch 30 minutes of Seinfeld like this. Huh. Oh look, Kramer slid into the room again and they're clapping.
That's not
look, Jerry's being a mega douche. Surprise. Yeah. Oh look, George is a total cunt. Damn. I'm shocked.
There's just some really good banger episodes like The Glass.
I love you, John. I love you. You have every right to like Seinfeld. Yeah. You have every right to like Seinfeld.
You guys do anything fun this week? Watch anything fun this week? Play anything fun this week?
I did watch I watched Goodfellas, which everybody and their mom has seen 400 fucking times. But one that I rented actually off of Amazon Prime because I got a wild hair. I don't know what made me think of it or reminded me of it, but I saw this fucking movie back in the day. And it's a John Cusack movie. It's called Grosse Pointe Blank. And it's he portrays a hitman in that movie who works for a company, and he basically like is enticed to go back to his 10-year high school reunion. So he's playing a 28-year-old, right? And so Dan Aykroyd's in there, Joan Cusack, his sister, plays his secretary, actually. Minnie Driver's in that bitch. All right, like it was different. It was like when a lot of 90s movies were trying to be like slightly quirky, when dealing with like overly like dark topics like being a hitman and like killing people for money and like X, Y, and Z, right? Like so that instead of like making it like just a dark ass movie, they went like dark comedy with it. It's a very black comedy, and there's a lot of what would you call it, like a lot of freaking like soliloquies, basically, like where John Cusack's character is like either talking to himself or explaining himself to the other characters in the movie. So it makes it's 90s quirky. It's not going to be for everybody. I think Nikki fell asleep to it a couple of times, probably. You know what I mean? It's not the greatest movie in the world, but for not having seen it in like 20 years, I'd say it probably stood the test of time for me. Like I still enjoyed it. I still enjoyed it. So I don't know that Nikki did so much, but you know, I tried at least, right? Tried.
Yeah.
So that was about like no shit, John. That's about all the fuck I did this week. Like there really wasn't much to report this week.
I'm about the same boat, other than watching Silicon Valley and Ahsoka.
Okay.
So we'll save Ahsoka for a second.
Okay. Yeah, you guys could. Yeah, you both watched Ahsoka, right?
Yeah. So this week for me, I've been going back through and rewatching The Flash from the Arrowverse, rewatching all the seasons of that. I'm halfway through season 7 now out of 9 seasons. And then I watched Fast 10.
Just wasted your fucking time, didn't you? Just wasted your fucking time, didn't you, Joe?
No.
Watching that pile of fucking dog shit, just steaming it up.
Damn it.
So actually, the funny thing is, so this movie actually kind of went a little bit more back to some of the original roots from like the first few movies.
Right.
And it wasn't so much just pure stupidity. The crew's been fuck you. For me, it was a good movie. It's one of those things. I grew up with the Fast and the Furious franchise. I'm gonna watch it through the end. I'm not gonna go pay to see it in theaters. I didn't even fucking pay to rent it to watch it at home.
That I'll give you. I will commend you on that. I will commend you on spending $0
on fucking streaming services so I could watch the motherfucker for free.
But the strike is happening. I'll illegally stream that shit. Fuck it. We support the strike. Illegally stream, baby.
I like my internet still working, John. Hey, eventually they catch on.
They haven't gotten me, so I'm chilling.
But no, I mean, it's just one of those things. It's grew up with the franchise. I think if Paul Walker didn't pass away, the franchise would have gone in a totally different direction than it did after he passed.
Which one was it that he died like?
Because it was 6.
Well, what fucking direction were they going at by then?
Well,
a lot.
That's
like Friday the 13th shit right there, dude.
With 1 through 5, it was still 100%, street racing.
Marbles in my mouth. Corona. Pink slip. Quarter mile at a time. Right?
I mean, it was still, more street racing and shit like that. And then once he passed, they started going the whole like, oh, we're going to fucking jump tanks out of a fucking plane and use the tank's fucking cannon to steer us while we're parachuting down out of the sky in a tank.
Didn't they do that in the A-Team? Didn't they do that in the A-Team?
Then they did it in fucking Fast and the Furious.
Oh my God. Seriously?
Yeah.
That is so okay. Okay. I'm okay.
It was cool when they did it in A-Team because it was the fucking A-Team.
And this is why the strike is happening.
This has got to be why the strike is happening. This is exactly why I really never watch any of them like with any kind of interest whatsoever. The only reason I've seen any of them is because they're occasionally on like in like places that I've been, or like they happen to be on like at the hotel. You know what I mean? Like it's on cable, right? And it's just like in the room that you're in, and it's on. Like that's the only reason I've seen any of the. Which one is this? You said it's 10. 10. That's literally Friday the 13th shit right there.
Just There's one more. No, it's already been announced that 11, which was in process of filming before the strike started, 11's officially the last one.
Until somebody thinks they can make another $1.
In 10, they've pretty much killed off the entire crew at the end of that movie.
God, I hope so. Thank you.
There's only like 2 or 3 people.
I hope they killed him in real life. Shit. It just needs to be over with already.
No, they can't kill Vin Diesel. If they kill Vin Diesel, we no longer have Groot.
I'm okay with that. I can live with
that. I'm perfectly willing to make that sacrifice.
Yeah, I'm perfectly willing to sacrifice Groot. You know, God could take Vin Diesel any day of the week. We've had too many.
I don't know about wishing
at the same time. At the same time, the big thing is,
I'm just saying that God can accept his application now if he wanted it.
The character. What's Vin Diesel's character's name again?
Dominic Toretto.
Oh, God damn, that's such a stupid. Yeah, he can take the character. Just let the character die. Just let him.
But see, the thing is, and that's one of the things that I find so hilarious is like now at this point in the franchise, they've brought so many like UFC and WWE people into the fucking fold.
That's right. The spinoffs,
because
right?
We've had not just with the spinoff. So like at one point, Rousey was in it. Ronda Rousey's been in fucking Fast and the Furious.
God damn.
We've had The Rock.
Ridiculous.
We've had the Usos. We've had fucking Roman Reigns. We've had
oh my God, who the
John
hell
Cena
is?
But then outside of that, we've also had some DC actors. Gal Gadot, Jason Momoa. Do I need to say it again, John?
I know.
John Cena. So, but you know, they just kind of it's time for the franchise to die. I'll admit it.
Thank you. I mean, at least thank you for being honest with yourself.
And that's just like with the fucking Halloween franchise. It was time for it to die.
I'm glad.
Look, what was the last good Fast movie that came out? Was it like Tokyo Drift or something like that? Was
I would have to say
like to its roots.
It was either no, not Tokyo Drift. I would say Too Fast, Too Furious, because
that was one of the newer ones, right?
No, that was the second one.
Oh, okay, I
remember that. I did remember.
So the way it goes is
Tokyo Drift was 3,
Fast
right?
and the Furious, Too Fast, Too Furious, and then Tokyo Drift.
I remember those. I remember the first 3. Those are pretty much the ones I remember. Everything, I don't fucking know, dude. I didn't just have that shit miss me, dude. I intentionally avoided it. Like I went. What? What you say, John?
While I was talking, yeah, I keep hearing myself. I think it's your end that's picking it up, Jay. For now, it's not. I don't get why it was doing that. Because every time I would talk, you would sit there and not be talking, and your shit would light up as if you were talking.
Weird. Yeah, it did. Oh, yeah, like it just did it not, but now it's not doing it anymore.
Well, I just said weird, so it should be, right?
Hold on.
Yeah.
When I'm talking?
Hold on. Put a cock in it real quick. Ha! I said put a cock in it, not a pop in it.
But yeah, no. So, anyways, back on track because we got distracted. Like
back to something less gay than cock in my mouth. Fast and the Furious.
No,
wait. I'm sorry. That's more gay. My bad.
I was gonna move on to fucking Ahsoka now. Thank you. So, John.
Yeah, let's hear about it.
Where do we even start with this episode? Because this episode was like,
first off,
the intro of the episode.
No.
Oh, hang on. First off, sorry, there's going to be spoilers.
We need a spoiler banner somewhere on this.
I got it.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think you guys realize you're probably the only 2 motherfuckers on the planet that are watching this shit right now and keeping up with it. Okay. Like, I know you got all the forums and stuff on on the interwebs and whatnot, but like in reality, if you go out right now, like nobody's talking about this shit. So I'm glad you guys are nice enough. I'm just glad you guys are nice enough to care to put the spoiler warning up. I'm just letting you know. Yeah. I don't think you're going to spoil anything for anybody because it's like literally no one's talking about this. Like
the spoiler warning part is a professional courtesy. In case somebody decides to watch us that hasn't watched it yet, that plans on watching it.
Do your thing. I will reserve my tongue for later. Okay. Do your thing. I will give you that for now.
So we start off.
John Cusack kills Dan Aykroyd with a fucking TV and Grosse Point Blank at the end. What? What?
Well, I mean, I've got
the movie came out in like 1997. Fuck off. Like, I don't care. You know what I mean? Like,
well, that was 1997, motherfucker. That wasn't this week.
Oh, wait a minute, because Jay did show professional courtesyism, whatever the fuck
courtesy
it is.
Courtesy.
Just a couple weeks ago, when he filmed, you reviewed something and you asked to put the spoiler warning up.
Oh, of course. I'm
just
on one tonight. I'm just feeling a little fluffy, dude. Like,
don't be all 60 days in on me, bro.
Okay? Bro, like, you have no idea, bro. Like, I think part of this is like I'm amped. I didn't really say anything about it earlier, but I'm working a very, very long day like tomorrow, starting early in the morning, and like I'm kind of just not looking forward to it. Like I'm looking forward to it because it's going to be functionally easy and it's pretty chill, but at the same time, it's like it's going to be a long motherfucking day, and it's like that's the part I'm like, I can already feel it coming. But go ahead, let's get back into Ahsoka.
So I'm not going to start with the opening sequence, because the opening sequence.
But we do have to talk about that opening sequence, though, because
we will talk about the opening sequence. But I've got one very important fucking thing I need to say, and it's about the ending sequence. I fucking knew he was still alive. I fucking knew Ezra was still alive.
If fucking Blue Man Group was still alive, if Blue Man Group was alive, fucking Space Aladdin would have been too. Which, by the way, my wife pointed out.
Isn't that actor the same one that played fucking Aladdin in the live action?
No, that guy didn't get chosen. But what's funny is that my wife, who did you say that Ezra was dressed like? Oh yeah, that he's got Kristoff from Frozen vibes with the little rock people. That's what my wife was saying.
Oh,
he's got like this space Jesus look to him. But yeah, anyways, like, I mean, the show starts off in the ship, whatever they're talking, but they're talking about the history of galaxies 1, 2, and 3, and Ahsoka says 1 being the best. So. First off, Squilini, what do you because when I hear Galaxies 1, 2, and 3, I hear the first trilogy, the second trilogy, the Skywalker trilogy, and then the shameful Kylo Ren debacle that happened.
Well, so
are you looking at it in order, or are you looking at it in release order?
Well, first off, it's all the Skywalker saga. It's just, some of the movies were good, some of the movies were completely crap. If I were to be looking at it, there are 4 movies on the entire history of movies that I would completely delete from the history of movies.
I would delete all 3 of them.
Oh, I said there's 4 of them that I'd remove.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Episode 1, Episode 7, Episode 8, and Episode 9.
I actually
Episode 1 just because of Jar Jar.
I enjoyed Episode 1. I enjoyed
If they could redo Episode 1 and remove Jar Jar, I would remove Episode 1 from my list of movies that should be retconned.
It's too late. But so I thought that was a cool Easter egg. And then the ending of the intro of the episode, they talk about, Ahsoka says, "Why don't you tell me stories of the old histories?" And he says, "A long time ago,
in a galaxy far, far away."
It worked.
And then boom, space whales in hyperspace.
Yeah, space whales in hyperspace. We see the fucking Dathomir witches, which I fucking popped for. That was so cool to see those ugly bastards finally on screen.
The Grand Witches.
Yep.
And then we see the leader of the Blue Man Group.
The ship. Hold it, the ship. you had to must have gotten excited about the ship.
It kind of, the thing is, so in Star Wars lore, as it has been forever now, those fucking Star Destroyer ships are not supposed to be able to enter the atmospheric area of a fucking planet.
Yeah, that part.
So they kind of fucked up some shit there. When I saw the ship, I knew we were about to fucking see Thrawn. Not too, enthusiastic about seeing Thrawn, but it had to happen for us to be able to get Ezra back. I'm still waiting to see if they bring Zeb into Ahsoka, because now we've gotten fucking everybody. We've got Hera, we've got Sabine, we've got Chopper, we've got fucking Ezra. The only one we're missing.
And he was in Mandalorian in the cameo.
Yeah, he was in a small cameo with the fucking captain that has been in Ahsoka. The fucking damn Republic, the captain's been there. That was in the fucking same tavern that Zeb was in the small cameo that we saw Zeb in. So that's the only thing we're missing at this point.
Yeah.
For this to fully flesh out to be fucking Rebels season 5.
Yep. You're absolutely right. And now the ship lands, very exciting, and you hear the fucking night troopers who are zombie fucking stormtroopers, which I thought at first they were like, stormtroopers that the left behinds, you know what I mean? But it turns out that they could be just that they're dead and they're risen from the dead. Lars Mikkelsen looks Lars Mikkelsen looks amazing as Thrawn. It is probably the best makeup I've ever seen in the Star Wars show, next to the way that they made like Ahsoka with her head. Like how they just make it look so good. Thrawn just looks so good, and Lars Mikkelsen he's just fantastic. He's fantastic. And then we got our boy, fucking Space Jesus, the man himself, Ezra Bridger. Now, are you mad like me that Sabine didn't go right ahead and be like, yo, there's fucking danger afoot?
Yeah, I'm kind of... What's annoying me is the fact that Sabine's being so fucking just nonchalant about fighting Ezra. Thinks that, the word that she was given by Thrawn is, good to go and shit. Which, it's like, this is fucking Thrawn. It took you guys a fucking miracle to beat him to begin with.
Now, if there's something that I could convince Jay about the character Thrawn. Now, Thrawn is a very evil, smart tactician, military leader.
Sure.
And what's so interesting about his character is that he can find the weakness by looking at a culture's artwork.
That's interesting. I mean,
and when you hear him talk, and Scolini, back me up here, the guy talks like he's been doing this for hundreds of years. He's smart. He knows how to get the weak links. He's not, and I praise the crew and the production for actually keeping Thrawn this scary, because he's fucking frightening. Whereas you have characters like Sabine, where we're so used to being such a badass, being shown so weak, and or could be just bad choreography as well.
I would just say though, the thing is, like with Sabine, because her and Ezra had such a close relationship, and then Ezra disappearing really took a toll on Sabine, and Sabine's just clouded. Her judgment's completely clouded right now, because 6 episodes, and all it has been up until this point is how can we get to Thrawn? And if people can get to Thrawn, then that means they can save Ezra. And her judgment's just been so fucking off.
Yeah. And we have 2 more episodes to go, and I can't wait to see what happens in the next 2 episodes.
Is there going to be like an Ahsoka season 2, or is it going to like merge with like another show? Or
I mean, anything could change after the strike at this point.
Oh, that's right. That's
everything
is fucked right now.
So I mean, they haven't even said anything, so we don't even know, man.
That's
But
it.
yeah, I mean, that was Ahsoka. I'm still enjoying. It's probably the more. I enjoy this way more than the Mandalorian. Like the Mandalorian was good, and they had like its pace, but like there's Ahsoka is just telling the story. It's continuing the story that we've been wanting. We're fans of Rebels and Clone Wars who grew up with it, have been waiting for, and grew up with it for a couple of years now. So yeah, what do you want to do next? PayDay or Microsoft?
PayDay.
You want to do PayDay? So PayDay 3 came out. Okay, so when this comes out, it will be Sunday. It is now the evening of the 22nd. PayDay came out yesterday. I'm going to show you some interesting things right here. Actually, do you want me to start with the good? You want to start with the good?
Yeah, why not?
Because there's more bad.
Not everything's bad, so yeah. Like,
so the good thing is this was a $40 game. You could get it on. It was day one on Game Pass. My experience when I first started the game, I think it's ridiculous that you cannot play the game unless you sign up for their Nebula Star.
The what now?
The what?
John, I think you muted.
I'm not muted.
Your audio completely cut out there.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, you're back. What did I'm sorry.
So Nebula, it's a website. So you know how I don't even know how to explain this. It's just a website that connects to your game, and for some odd reason, you can't play PayDay without signing up for this website, which is absolutely kind of cheesy and ridiculous, if you ask me. That you're being forced to sign up for this website just to play. And so I thought that was kind of stupid. The website wasn't working for a good 2 hours, so I wasn't even able to sign up for a good 2 hours. Once I was finally able to get in, the gameplay itself felt familiar. It felt smooth. I didn't see any bugs at all, actually, and it was cool to be back in the PayDay system, just robbing banks again. What they made it. There's really nothing different. There's really nothing different than what they did from PayDay 2. It's just bigger, It's just bigger. The biggest problem, now we're going to start with the negative, and my first negative is this. There's only I'm almost done. When I played yesterday, about 3-4 hours that I played, I only have 2 boards left to complete, and I'm done with the game.
2 what?
2 boards. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with my mic right now, but there's only 2 levels left that I have to complete the game.
Okay.
Yeah, only two levels left, and yeah. But I mean, the gameplay itself, I'll give it a 7. Give it a 7. But the bad is we get some really interesting stuff.
Yeah, this was kind of interesting.
Okay, so when the game released, okay, can you guys still hear me?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So when the game released, they were number 1 on Steam, okay? We're going to look at the timestamps here. 3:16 p.m., they were number 1. The next post after that, I believe it was this one. At 10:32 p.m., no, there has to be earlier than that, actually. 3:26, just a couple minutes later. Heisters were currently experiencing slow matchmaking. We're investigating and working on the solution.
Right.
This has been going on since yesterday. The game has not turned on since yesterday. So as of 5 hours ago, the team is still working on the current matchmaking service outage, hoping to have more positive updates soon.
Damn.
Now before
the grand opening turned into a fucking grand finale, huh?
That is what it sounds like. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. And I was actually able to play right before we got on. I was able to play, but I got to play 1 round, but only one board is working. Only 1 level is working and everything else. Another bad thing, there's no offline mode or single player mode for you to play with the bots.
Oh. So in other words, if their fucking servers go down, game over. Like, you just don't get to play.
You're fucked, man.
So what'd you pay $40 for then?
Exactly. And thank God I didn't pay for it. Thank God for Game Pass. Thank God for Game Pass, like straight up. But to hear
it's almost getting disappointing, like how much the entire gaming industry is tripping over its own dick right now. Because when was the last time we had like an actual positive, like, holy shit, this was like a great game. You know what I mean? And like, you know what I mean? Like groundbreaking shit. And it used to be multiple titles every year. Like now we're getting like one every 3 years from like random companies. You know what I mean? Like they're out there sucking dick for beer money right now, bro. Like hard.
And that's the thing. Like, we've talked about it many a times already. Honestly, the only company I rely on for putting out quality games is Nintendo anymore.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I cannot dispute that at all because that's.
And, I mean, that's the thing. Like, look at the launch of fucking Tears of the Kingdom this year. Because you guys had to hear me talk about it for fucking weeks leading up to it. Like, we heard John talking about fucking Starfield.
Sure.
Only for Starfield to be a semi-disappointment.
Right. Well, Tears of the Kingdom isn't exactly like breaking records either. I mean, that's like that honestly, that's probably going to be game of the year. But like, I don't for a regular like year of video gaming, like maybe like say like 10 years ago, there should be at least 5 more, that are alongside of it. You know what I mean? Like, and we're just not getting it. We're not getting quality titles anymore. Like at all.
That's the thing. There's not as many, like the studios have gone full fucking just money hungry and just trying to grind and push out shit versus making sure their shit's quality like it used to be.
Dude, it's ruined. Like just they take all the fun out of the fucking job, bro. Let me tell you. You know what I mean? Like all 3 of us separately are grinding games that we all collectively played like somewhere between 5 and 10 plus years ago. All of us.
We talked about it last fucking week. Last episode.
That's
each of us
like
are
the
playing
majority of our
games that are
gaming news.
between 10 to 15 fucking years old.
Yeah. It's just sad. It's just it's what I kind of sounded like Trump earlier. Just sad. Just a sad state. The corrupt gaming industry.
Here's what the gaming industry needs to do. They need to take a page out of Nintendo's book. Instead of pumping a new game every fucking year, take your fucking time.
Joe, will you think about the shareholders, bro? The shareholders won't get their money like that, bro. You have to constantly grow. Okay, you're not allowed to take your time and make a quality product anymore. You have to get the shareholders their money.
Obviously, Nintendo doesn't give a shit about that.
I would say, like you said earlier, I think Nintendo is probably like one of the few that like as just companies, they're not always right, okay, and they don't always do right, but compared to like all the other corporate suckers of Satan's cock in the gaming industry, like for the last like 10 years, like the industry's in the fucking toilet right now. Like there's nothing else we can say about it. Like,
the thing is,
it's part of the reason we rebranded. It's kind of hard to be DD214 gaming when like there is literally no gaming to be had. Like they're literally shutting the servers down, folks. Like that's why we went to DD214 Network. You know what I mean? Because it just makes more sense. Because what fucking gaming? I still play Red Dead 2, right? It's like,
well, and that's the thing. So like on the Nintendo front, if we look at it since 2017 when the Switch came out, there's been 4 Zelda games released. 2 were brand new titles. The other 2 were just ports to kind of in between, like give the Zelda fans something to play.
Sure. I'll give them that.
The 2 original games they released, though, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, the 2 new games in the Zelda franchise. Breath of the Wild released on launch with the Nintendo Switch.
Okay.
In 2017. March of 2017. Tears of the Kingdom came out April this year.
Right.
6 years it took them before they released another one.
But they did. And they took their time.
Care about the consumer.
Yeah. I mean, That part I can't argue with Jon. I mean, I would still I think based off the numbers, it sold very well, but they were still kind of underwhelming. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be I honestly would not be surprised if it is like probably going to be game of the year, because I haven't seen shit else.
There's a lot of competition because you also have Baldur's Gate 3.
I heard Baldur's Gate 3 is good.
You're right. Starfield is still in contention.
It'll be
you also have a couple of other titles coming out this year too. Forza Motorsport is when that comes out, they're saying that they built that game from the ground up, so that will be a contender as well.
Well, it might be. I'm not saying will be yet. Until it comes out, it's hard to tell.
I just want to remind everybody, like next week when we go live, it's going to be October. So if anybody's going to do something, they better do it soon. Because yes, there's been a couple of good games released this year, a couple, as in a couple. Yeah, that's literally like.
If you want my opinion, I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be between Baldur's Gate 3 and Starfield, and that's just a non-biased thing. That's not even like a non-biased thing. That's because we know how the Game Awards works.
Hey man, if you flash that cash, homie, you're gonna win. You know what I mean?
So here's numbers right now for just because you were talking about sales numbers for Tears of the Kingdom. So right now, the number one best-selling Zelda game in the franchise, as of when this article came out 2 weeks ago, Breath of the Wild, which between two consoles, because it was released not just on the Switch, but also the Wii U, 30.7 million copies sold of that game in 6 years. Tears of the Kingdom, 18.5 million copies sold worldwide already.
Which is good for a yearly sale, yeah. But that's
in less than a year.
Well, not every. I get that probably the only downside to that is just a lot of people probably don't have the Switch or the Nintendo. You know what I mean? And it probably keeps it from probably scoring higher numbers. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it does sound like a good game, though. I know you had fun with it, right? You still playing? Are you still playing it?
Yeah, I'm still playing it.
Okay.
Because there's just so much shit you can do in it.
And you got Spider-Man also. When that comes out, that's going to be that could be on the list too. But
Payday 3, huh? Boy, did they fuck up. Boy, did they fuck up.
Yeah, but now we had
fucking Microsoft.
we thought that the GTA 6 leak was the biggest video game leak of all time. This leak that happened this week with Microsoft, huge.
Tell me about it.
I have 11 points. 11 massive points that are being talked about. But let's talk about how this leak happened. And are you ready to laugh? Are you ready to laugh?
I hope so.
So, we have the FTC, thing going on with them. And so this week brought us a wonderful treasure trove of leaks from deep inside the highest echelons of Microsoft Xbox division, accidentally shared online as a result of the company's legal battle with the Federal Trade Commission over its now greenlit Activision acquisition. These confidential emails, slides, and images of potential new products from the manufacturer reveal the inner workings of Microsoft's gaming division, as well as whispers of new games coming from Bethesda. The leak itself, when the FTC was like, "Hey, we need these files to upload. Can you send it to us?" Microsoft sent it to them in an unsecured link, and Microsoft
they didn't encrypt the email like a bunch of fucking idiots.
And Microsoft was like, "Oh, this is your fault, FTC," and they were like, "No, this is your fault because you said you didn't encrypt the file. Now it's everywhere. The email got hacked into, and now it's everywhere." So here are some things that we learned. The biggest thing is that Microsoft did consider buying Nintendo.
That's a fucking joke.
And it says here, at some point, getting Nintendo would be a career moment. He speculated that the Japanese games giant could become more open to acquisition offers in the future due to changing pressure on its board of directors. And in quote, it's just taken a long time for Nintendo to realize that their future exists off of their own hardware, he wrote. A long time.
That sounds like hubris. That's just hubris to me.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. But what does sound plausible for Microsoft to do is that in the emails it also reveals that they are thinking about purchasing Valve and Warner Brothers games. I could actually see them buying Warner Brothers games.
Valve's not going to sell out to fucking Microsoft.
No, Valve won't. They definitely won't. They've been running off their own power for years, and they're doing a good job.
And now Valve's even gotten into the fucking hardware game with this damn Steam Deck.
Yeah. Another thing here that was talked about here was that Bethesda might be working on that. There was actually a ton of Bethesda leaks, like certain projects that were leaked called Project Wanderer, which in speculation, Wanderer is a big name that they use for Fallout. So they're definitely working on something with Fallout. They're definitely working with something with Ghostwire Tokyo, Dishonored 3, Fallout 3 remaster, and Oblivion remaster, which I know a lot of people would be very excited about. I'd be excited to see. I'd be okay with the Fallout. I would be okay with
Fallout 3. I would be okay with
because
Oblivion
is still kind of fresh in my eyes, and I feel like the way that those Elder Scroll games have always been, they should kind of just stick to how they've always been. Is that where you're going with?
Yeah.
The
way Oblivion was made, it was made for that last gen console. I need to actually say last gen because I keep forgetting we're on a new generation again.
It's moving so
you know why you can't remember that? Because they haven't fucking released any goddamn games for it. What the fuck?
And that's
they haven't released anything worth the damn.
That's actually what comes up to the next thing. Phil Spencer, the head of Xbox, he stated that AAA publishers are slow to react to the disruption of digital storefronts like Steam and the shops built into Xbox and PlayStation. In the email, Spencer wrote that third-party publishers were unable to replicate the dominance they established back in the days of video game retail. And after losing their advantage of highly exclusive access to consumers in brick-and-mortar stores, they have not found a way to effectively cross-promote. They have not found a way to build publisher brands that drive consumer affinity, the way Disney has in video.
That sounds like corporate dick suckery right there. I don't believe that for a second, dude. Like you're blaming the fucking publishers. Like the people who make your fucking product for you, literally. You're blaming them instead of
I'm going to a friend of our show who has his own indie game company and his own couple games, the Postal series.
Right? Yeah.
Yep. They're doing it right. They have their following. They know what market they need to be in. They know how to promote. Well, it's not the publishers that's causing the consoles to fail.
No,
it's the fucking manufacturers of the fucking hardware.
Thank you. And I'll back you up quick on that one, like, because we keep talking about it and circling back to it. I don't think consoles without some type of a disk drive or some type of a
cartridge. I don't care if
I think they're married.
I put a microchip into my penis and I have to fuck it to play the game.
Seriously, like I think there is something to be said for the marriage of console video game, and you have to like use one to fucking play the other. Insert fucking tab A into slot B, dude. You know what I mean? Like that's video gaming. That means when the internet fucking shuts off, but your electricity's still on, the game still can be played. You know what I mean? Like, come the fuck on, dude.
I'm all for online games. I'm all for being able to squat up with the homies.
Yes.
Kick the ever-loving shit out of some 12-year-old sitting at home because he thinks he's the best at XYZ fucking shooter game.
Yeah. And some corporate dick suck is going to say that fucking it's the goddamn publisher's fault. Like, fuck that, dude.
I do agree, because even for PC gaming, back when disk drives were common in PCs, before the whole customization and RGB and shit, when you couldn't find a computer that didn't have a fucking CD-ROM drive in it.
Right.
People were buying. It was not even 6 years ago. I picked up a fucking at Walmart. It was on sale for like $15. It was a 3-pack of the discs for Warcraft 1, 2, and 3.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes.
Not even 6-7 years ago in fucking store, I was still able to do that.
Yep. Good luck fucking.
Now,
good luck
now
fucking.
if you want a PC that can run games now, you have to build it. And there's not a lot of case manufacturers out there making cases that support fucking disk drives, because everything's fucking digital. John, you know this firsthand with your Starfield pre-order.
Yeah.
You pre-ordered Starfield. The code for the fucking game was on a fucking metal piece in the was on that for him to be able to download the game, even though the game is 100% solo.
I had to wait for this.
Fucking boo.
The next thing, and this is what I found super interesting, is that 3/4 of Xbox gamers had a Series S. When the consoles hit the market in 2020, the lower-powered diskless Series S actually made up of the majority of units sold.
I've got a response to that.
Yeah, as of April 2022, 74.8% of Xbox Series owners were gaming on the Series S, suggesting that 1/4 of the base left gaming on the more powerful Series X unit. Again, that was over a year ago, and more recent data suggests the install base split is approaching its 50-50 mark now. But you got to wonder how much the massive Series S install base is causing headaches for developers trying to bring high-end games to Xbox ecosystems.
So here's the thing, and I'm going to go ahead and say this. Being someone that plays on multiple different platforms, PC, Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, it's at this point, because of the digital storefronts, like we keep talking, it doesn't make sense for me to pay $600 for a fucking console because it has a disk drive and a little bit beefier specs, when I can pay $300 for a console with no disk drive, plug in a secondary hard drive to get the same amount of storage for a hell of a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. Now, I've got a Series S, the base model 512, and I've ordered the new all black 1 terabyte version.
Interesting. Okay.
I have no intentions of getting the X. I don't care about the spec bumps, because most of what I play on console,
you're on PC anyway.
I'm not. If I need something I need the specs of the Series X for, I'll buy the game on PC and not on console. If I want to sit on my couch and play a video game, it's going to be something like Fall Guys or some stupid like party game type of thing nowadays.
Yeah. And now we were just talking about this, but in another leaked email, Microsoft underestimated Baldur's Gate 3's release. They estimated a $5 million expense to get the game on Game Pass, justifying the low monetary amount by describing Baldur's Gate 3 as a second-run Stadia PC RPG. And I mean, that turned out to be completely false, because the game's
been fucking slapping.
Yeah, and they just had a big patch too.
I was going to say, I just saw a news article that one of the actors in Baldur's Gate, apparently there's a 2-hour block of like gameplay that apparently no one has unlocked yet, and the actor and is like one of the few people that knows about it. So like that's how he knows. So that's apparently like how long? When did Baldur's Gate come out?
Oh, it came out just a couple weeks ago. I'll tell you right now.
Okay, so yeah, okay. I was gonna say so.
It's brand new.
A couple weeks, but he says that as of right now, there's like
August 3rd. August 3rd came out.
So about a month and a half. We'll call it a month and a half.
Yeah.
So in six weeks of gameplay, nobody in the world apparently has unlocked this like 2-hour section of gameplay. So it's out there, kids. If you're playing Baldur's Gate, it's out there.
Yeah.
So.
This is a funny one. In an email, Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella, Phil Spencer, described the Xbox Series X line as a better product than what Sony has, and not just on the hardware, but equally important on the software, platform, and services. He continued that we have the ingredients of the winning plan, and today was a good day for us. He was not impressed with the PS5 reveal. Another one was that Microsoft accidentally got an exclusive Sega game. Yesterday's leak revealed that it was just as surprising, and it turns out that the reason for game like a Dragon landed on the Xbox first was due to two competing regional exclusivity agreements Sega made essentially short-circuited each other. The result, Xbox players ate well with PlayStation fans wept to their dual senses. And now this is when it gets interesting, and when I'm kind of like when I first looked at it, I was like, okay, it's cool. It kind of looks cool, but I mean, what's the point?
So can you tell me kind of what we're looking at here? Because I'm not
as
plussed up on some of this.
This is the X cylinder. The Xbox Series X refresh, which is
is that going to be like? Is that supposed to be like the next fucking generation, whatever the fuck?
So hold on. I gotta ask. Remember what the not the last version of the Mac Pro, but the one before that looked like?
Oh my God! Yes, yeah.
Trash can.
Yeah.
All Xbox did was steal Apple's design and said, "Hey, we're going to put Xbox internals in it."
Yeah. It doesn't look. I don't know.
What do you like?
I think.
What are you supposed to? What are you supposed to get with some of this shit? Because I mean,
it doesn't look like there's anything different. I'm not gonna lie to
you. Hey, dude. Like, and again, there's not like, dude.
Oh, there's a USB.
Funny enough,
there's a USB-C port. You
Funny enough, the next line under the picture says, "If this thing does see the light of the day, I'll have exactly what I just fucking said," and I just noticed it after I said it.
Oh yeah, Jesus Christ! Yeah, there you go.
Now, if there's
good job, Joe. Good job, Joe. What the shit, man?
And if there's anything positive,
I might have been in the tech industry too long at this point.
Yeah, I mean, and if there's anything positive about this, I do like the design of the new Xbox controller that they have.
Yeah, and it's just just kind of a rebranding of the directional pad, basically, and everything else stays the same. Right.
Well, they're talking about adding precision haptic feedback into the controllers, like PlayStation's been doing when they came out with their new whatever their controller is.
5.
Yeah,
the DualSense 5. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, they're just trying to do the same thing. And then the last thing was Microsoft sees its next Xbox as a cloud hybrid machine. All I see is disaster with that. It's, the idea sounds good. But it's like,
dude, don't trust it. Like,
if you're gonna give me the games for free, I'll be fine to fucking pay.
Right? Like that's what
if I'm having to pay $60 for my game not to be even locally stored on my
machine. Well, if you think about it, that the worst thing is that you'll pay what $300 for this cloud-based machine, right? Only to be able to play Game Pass games.
I don't think it's going to be $300, dude. It's going to be like, no, they're not that cheap, dude. Like, first off, it's going to be like $800, and then yeah, you're going to have to get all your shit off the internet. If the internet's bad, if it goes down.
Known for not going that high on their stuff, though. That's the thing. So I mean, the Series X went up to what, 600? And that's the highest.
That's pretty high. That's pretty high for a console. I mean, my 360 was probably comparable to that back in the day because I think I paid $300 for it in like 2007, 8 maybe.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Something like there. Like, so like maybe comparable, but you can't tell me in freaking 15 years the shit's doubled in price, dude. That's a little bit. That's more inflation than anything.
Yeah, no, I mean, and that's the thing. It's like, I'm sorry, but the whole thing that had me be a console gamer for years was affordability. And now we're getting to the point where consoles cost almost, half of what a fucking PC is going to cost me to build. So it just makes more sense to me as a gamer to save the fucking money and build a fucking PC at that point.
I've always been a big fan of the multi-functionality of different consoles too. You can play back when DVDs were a thing, right? You could play a DVD, you could play a video game, you could download shit, you could get on the internet. You know what I mean? Like you can do functionally, several different things if you really want to with the machine. You know what I mean? Like I'm just not seeing.
I mean, I thought I was one of the fucking coolest kids on the fucking block with my 360, having fucking, one of the first houses in the neighborhood with high speed fucking cable internet.
There you go. Right.
And one of the only ones that actually had a Netflix subscription when they first started streaming on Netflix, to where I could fucking stream to my fucking Xbox whatever I wanted without needing to worry about having a disc.
There you go. And that's I like the utilitarian aspect of it. You know what I mean? That's very like kind of what consoles were originally supposed to be. It was either strictly for gaming, and then kind of as they evolved, they became like a multifunctional unit for home entertainment. You know what I mean? And now we're kind of going. I can see why the industry wants to go back to more strictly gaming for it, but it's like, guys and gals, come on, it's fucking. We're pretty much in like a late stage capitalism, and we're in the opening stages of like a dystopia. Can we go back to like what works? Can we circle back to like if it ain't broke, don't fucking fix it, please.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like that's kind of. I'd be happy to fucking fork over money if shit was worth it for the family. You know what I mean? For the whole family, I'd be more than happy. The last generation and a half of consoles and gaming, it's been in my casual ass freaking gaming, gamer freaking, opinion, it's been slim pickings, very slim pickings. Yeah. And I can only imagine for like guys that are more hardcore about it, like you two, these last few years have been very frustrating. Like we're getting fed shit of like the shit that's left over from the scraps. And not even off the table, like they're feeding it to us off the floor, like the dogs that we are, right?
Yeah, and actually, speaking of eating shit, didn't you want to talk about your favorite band in the world?
Oh my god,
not Papa Roach.
No, you caught me feeling nice right now, and I don't really want to like shit on people's dreams and hopes and shit. But let me just say this, okay? Oh god. All right, so like. There's been a lot of nostalgia. There's been a lot of reunions going on. I know there's a lot of bands out there that have like started to get back together, man. Okay.
Not the ones I've asked for.
I'm just saying, okay. There's nothing wrong with stuff like this, and there's nothing wrong with nostalgia. But I happen to hear that I know Blink-182 has released a couple of songs like more recently, and like they've been doing their thing back together like for a little bit now. Well, they're like kind of like releasing a new album or whatever, but they like the title track they released yesterday. And like, there was like a lot of people on the interwebs that seemed to be very taken back by this song. And I guess they were much bigger fans of Blink-182 than I was back in the day, which is not saying much because I really wasn't much of a fan of Blink-182 back in the day. Like I like a couple of their songs. They've got some catchy shit here and there. You know what I mean? I'm not going to lie. I kind of dug the more recent release, not the one that I'm getting ready to talk about, but the one prior to. It's catchy. Okay, it's catchy. I think it'd be really cool if you're like, I don't know, 15. You know what I mean? Like, I just happen to be 42 right now and whatever. So anyways, yeah, so they came out with this title track for their new album yesterday. And if you're a fan, I guess, dude, I just don't get it. I don't know if I'm getting old and just bitter and cynical, or if like I was just that correct, 30 years ago when these guys were on the radio and I was like force fed this shit, 25 times a fucking day between MTV and the goddamn radio, that like I didn't like them then, so like now I'm like watching the shit and I'm watching like Blink-182 fans like cry over them, over themselves over this fucking shit. And I'm just like,
I do feel bad for him. Okay? I do feel bad for him because one guy got cancer, the other one got fucked by aliens, and then the other one got trapped by a Kardashian. I mean,
Barker, the drummer survived a horrific fucking plane crash.
Oh, that. Oh, yeah. That
Like he fucking like he was like him and DJ something, DJ AM, I think. And there were 6 people on the plane, and they're the only 2 that fucking lived. Like, and yeah, so like I that's what I'm saying. Like I get it. Like I'm sure all 3 of these dudes have been through some shit. Like all of them have. You know what I mean? Like that's just, if you're a band and you get big and famous, I'm not ever gonna pretend to have a concept or or even an image in my head of what that's exactly like, just being in the limelight like that constantly.
Yeah.
Basically having like your balls under a fucking microscope, 24/7, 365. Okay. Like I'm not going to pretend that like that's ever going to be, a thing in my life. Right. I just know what I like and know what I'm not a huge fan of, or as much of a fan of. And back in the day, This is true story. I remember when everybody had and owned Enema of the State. I personally never purchased it and never bought it. You know what I mean? That's one of the bands that I kind of chose to pass along. Like I was like, you guys are good. Next, whatever. They seem funny. They seemed a little bit more, whatever. I just not a fan. And this thing that everybody in the Blink 182 fan kingdom is like crying over that came out yesterday. I don't know. I just cringed. I inwardly cringed a little bit. I was just like, okay, I get it. It's like, I can get sentimental and nostalgic over ICP, but it's like, it's been a while since I like truly got nostalgic over it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? I can get nostalgic over Tool, but they're still playing shows. You know what I mean? Like they never had like a hiatus where one of them went and chased aliens. Okay. You know what I mean? Like it's like,
true.
I'm just, am I getting old, guys? Am I too bitter? Am I too cynical? Or do I just, am I
42?
I'm getting there. It's getting harder for me.
Yeah.
It's getting harder for me to relate to guys that are like older than me and they're still wearing their hats backwards. Okay. I'm talking to you, Fred Durst. You too. All right. Like, it's like, I'm just saying, bro. All right. Like, it's like,
I don't think he wears the hat anymore.
I try really hard not to, I'm just saying, I try really hard not to judge people, but.
Yeah, no, I think the last time I saw Fred Durst live, like a live performance by Fred Durst, he didn't even have a fucking hat on.
Yeah, no, he doesn't wear the hat no more. He's
grown up. I'm glad he's grown up a little bit. Okay, we all got to grow up. I'm not saying, look, we can all have fun and we can still have childlike expressions of joy. Okay,
he wears a beanie now.
God fucking damn it, dude, stop.
That's actually way douchier than wearing your hat backwards.
No, he wears one of those. Oh, wait a minute.
God damn it, dude!
I got to show you guys something. I just bought a hat.
I try really hard not to judge people. Like I've been through some shit. We've all been through some shit. I try really, really hard. And I know not everybody was raised.
I feel like I'm really, really going to be judging John here in a second.
I try hard because like I get it. Not everybody was raised the same way.
A fucking bucket hat.
Bucket hats, dude. That's what I'm talking about. Like I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what right now. Like no shit, no lie. I'll take a bucket hat before I do the beanie with like the beanie with like a wife beater. Like, okay, if you got a wife beater on, why are you wearing a beanie? You know what I'm saying? Why aren't you wearing a sweater?
I'm just trying to figure out why the fuck it's an IKEA one. Like
it is made from the same texture as the bag.
Oh my God. That's brilliant. That's brilliant, John.
No, trust me, I wasn't gonna buy it, but I had to get it.
Hey, I'm actually gonna give you props on your product placement this week, dude. Okay, like I'm gonna give you props on that one. That one is actually not bad. Like your little sneaky like product placement. That's pretty good, John. That's pretty. I got you.
Fred Durst now wears the bucket hats now instead of he wears bucket hats now. So.
Listen to all the Blink fans out there, to all the Fred Durst fans, like, listen, it's not my place to tell you guys like that you're
how hard it was for him to say that,
dude. Like, listen, I'm not judging you as a whole people. Okay, it's just tell the boys to get like a better style and sense of fashion. Okay, like it's just hard to take seriously. Okay, if you're going fishing, if you're camping, if you're having a couple of beers and it's 10 o'clock at night, sitting around a fire with the boys, okay, I will give you a backwards hat. John and Joe both wear their hats backwards on this show sometimes, but it's because they're wearing shit over their ears. And sometimes it's easier for them to fucking see everything they're doing. Okay, it's called practicality, common sense.
I actually indoors like another thing that I want to add in when you have a ring light and it's like if it's in the front of you, the hat does help.
The hat freaking remember we had that problem with mine. Remember that? Yeah. We did. That's exactly right.
Sometimes it's so damn fucking like bright. Sometimes you just got you gotta have that brim. And then people ask me like, why is your shit so fucking bent? And I'm just like, because it blocks the white light when I'm on my PC.
Right.
You know why it's fucking bent? Because when it's bent, it doesn't make you look like a complete fucking douche.
That too.
There's that part too. Like it's getting.
But you see, Jay's got the baseball curve. See, that's a perfect fucking curvature of the hat right there.
Thank you, John, and thank you for noticing that. Like I learned a long time ago how to do this, how to do this and do it right, and that's
here you go.
I keep it.
There it is.
Yep. And there's another one right there. Boom shakalaka.
There you go.
Like, but yeah, so like,
thing is, with the way my desk is, this is just perfect to where my lights that shine on my face to actually put the proper shadows on my face when I'm on camera aren't blaring in my fucking eye socket.
Shit. Well, before we get to the final thought, do you guys want to know 7 places that would be better to live in than military housing?
Yes.
I did not write this list, but it's the first one is in a van down by the river. The second one is a cardboard box under the highway.
Okay.
The third one is among the mole people in the New York City subway tunnels.
Gross.
Which actually they do exist. Me and my wife knew them.
Oh yeah.
Subletting from the old woman who lived in a shoe.
We're gonna get you there, John. Don't worry. Keep going.
Rent a garbage can.
For Muscular Grouch?
Yeah. Move back in with your parents. And the final one, the fiery pits of hell.
I'll take that one. Can I have the last one?
Yeah, of course.
We're already getting the last one, Jay. It's
I know.
A no-brainer.
Boy, I can't wait.
If there are actually fiery pits of hell, that's where all three of us are going to fucking end up at.
And boy, I got.
When that happens, guess what, everybody? DD214 Network Podcast live from the fiery pits of hell. You will see
from the fucking 7th circle of hell. You're going to see Jay fucking like. There's some people there. I got some business with, and it's not good business for them. All right.
Yep. Oh, and I have a Marine that had just made the Wall of Shame, the DD214 Wall of Shame.
Oh God, what happened?
He stole $344,000 in benefits and lied about his brain injury.
Oh, I heard. I think I saw a blurb about that. I didn't. I saw the headline. I didn't open up the article. Fucking boo, boo that man. Somebody fucking boo that man.
His name, Paul John P.J. Herbert, 52 of Shelburne Falls, Massachusetts. I hate Massachusetts.
Fucking asshole.
I fucking hate it. Sent the Marine Corps a fraudulent request for a Purple Heart through his congressman.
Got greedy. Got fucking greedy.
Yep, he represented the falls the Shelburne Falls at the time was represented Richard Neal, whose office didn't respond by the time of publication to a Marine Corps Times request for comment. But he allegedly said in the request for the Purple Heart that a decoration given to service members wounded or killed in conflict that he had sustained a traumatic brain injury from a roadside explosion while deployed to northern Iraq. In truth, and in fact, as a defendant well knew, his statement was false. He has been indicted on 1 count of theft of government money and on 1 count of making false statements.
Got greedy. And now he probably...
And he was doing this for 13 years.
Man, what happened to being content, bro? Like, bro, how you gonna fucking...
There is no record of him deploying.
Oh, man, that's... Oof. What was he sentenced with? Has he been sentenced yet? What did they give him?
He's just indicted. Indicted.
I want to roll this motherfucker back after he gets fucking sentenced. If he's just been indicted, like he's fucked. So I want to see what they give him for this shit. Because how much you said? 13 fucking years.
He was doing this for 13 years, and actually, there's
oh. Hey, buddy, what happened?
I don't know
What'd you do, Joe?
Is
that you, Joe?
It was me and Joe.
My network just fucking dropped.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
I've been having the same thing too. But the paperwork Herbert provided didn't mention a silver star or a combat action ribbon, both of which a Marine veteran wore on his dress uniform. So when stars and other veteran leaders pointed out the discrepancy, Herbert provided a memorandum associated with his Bronze Star. DeMar said it looked like it was something from the Korean War or World War II. I have 2 Bronze Stars. I know what a Bronze Star write-up looks like, and it was fraudulent. So,
greedy.
PJ Herbert, you're a piece of shit, and you are now on the DD214 Wall of Shame.
Wall of Shame.
Fuck you, Herbert. Shitbag.
PJ Herbert.
Fucking shitbag.
You should go to jail like Handjob McGee from the theater last week.
You fucking turd.
Everybody just needs to fucking get arrested at this point.
You fucking suck.
You got stolen. You got stupid Congress people. You have stolen valor. You have stupid cops, and then you have the smart cops trying to do the good thing while the stupid cops are ruining it for everybody. And then you got soldiers who are kind of in the same predicament. You have these soldiers who are coming in making TikTok videos in boot camp, nonetheless, and
why do we always make it so hard on ourselves? That's the part. Everybody's like, oh, I hate drama, and it's like, do you really though? Because like, you always seem to be
welcoming it.
Yeah, you always seem to be in the fucking middle of it. If you hate it so goddamn much, how come you don't keep a fucking lower profile? Stop fucking mixing it up with fucking turds and shitbags. Find yourself a better circle of friends. Fucking give yourself a handy instead of buying whores in Korea. You know what I mean?
I vote for that guy from that rock band that's running for president. I mean, we're just gonna roll the dice on this one now. We're gonna roll the dice.
So you're talking about dude from Attila, Attila,
Chris,
right?
Chris Bronzak,
so,
yeah.
God damn
so actually, funny enough, I saw a post. I saw a post the other day, and it was from one of the bands that's touring with Attila right now. And Attila on their tour has a no masturbation clause in all the other bands' contracts. You're allowed to have sex. You're just not allowed to jack your own self off.
Wait a minute. During the tour?
There's no way that's got to be so that's got to be so tongue in cheek, dude. That has got to be so
states you're not allowed to masturbate, but you're allowed to have sex during the tour.
Man, okay, now that's a Seinfeld episode I can get behind. I'd be out in like the first fucking 20 minutes, bro. Just to be a dick. John, do you remember that fucking Seinfeld episode where like they had the competition to see who could go the longest without fucking?
Yeah, and actually, I know we're trying to close off, but me and my wife were actually watching a video this morning about some guy on Barstool. He went 21 days without coming, and his body came for him.
Yeah. You'll end up having wet dreams. You'll have wet dreams eventually. I can count on one hand how many wet dreams I've ever had in my entire life. It's this many, just once ever. You know why? Because I keep my own pipes clean, homie. That's what I'm talking about. I'm all about that self-love. All right? Take care of you.
Make sure you call 1-800-JAYS Plumbing to get your pipes cleaned today. Kansas City local only.
We bought them out, homie. We bought them out, all right? It'll get all up in your guts, all right? No, for real, though, like, it's actually healthy. Like, the older you get as a male, it actually keeps your fucking prostate healthy. So, yeah, don't be afraid to freaking, like, spit one out in the freaking shower, boys, all right? Fucking just saying. Okay? There should never be any shame with making fucking drain babies, all right? Just fucking do it, all right? It's healthy for you.
Yes, sir. And right before we get to our final thought, I just want to say that next week, we're not talking about military. We're not talking about video games. We're not talking about dick. Well, there may be a lot of dick talk.
There might be a little bit of segueing here and there if the conversation flows free enough. But,
yeah.
But you're right.
We will be joined by Crazy Ace TV for a football-centric episode of DD214 Network.
All right.
It's gonna be fun. He was actually very excited to
The fun part about it is going to be watching John just die on the inside while we talk nothing but sports.
And don't forget, I have trivia for you guys.
Yes, I'm looking forward to
It's at the kindergarten level, I promise.
I'm really looking forward to who was the quarterback for the first winners of the fucking first ever Super Bowl.
Oh, that's Bart Starr for the Green Bay Packers.
I know. I was, you know what I was getting at, because every time John does these trivias, it ends up being some stupid, hard, crazy, like you're never gonna fucking know. Like,
it just
for the love of God, yes, please have it be easy to this.
I got you.
Even though we've said that the last 2 times and it still ended up not being easy. Go now. We can still, hang on by a hope and a prayer that John will one day.
Don't worry, I'll have plenty of.
Are you not as smart as a 5th grader questions?
Don't worry, I'll have plenty of how gay do you think Tom Brady is questions. Okay.
Ooh.
We'll have
if we were gonna scale him, like put him on a spectrum, that might be interesting. That might be because everybody's like, you're somewhere on the spectrum. I very rarely do I ever meet somebody who's not somewhere on the gay spectrum. They were like, dude, that's kind of gay. You know what I mean? I'm on the spectrum, bro. We all are. Just be a man and admit it. For
the love of God, all 3 of us were actively in the military at one point. We had to shower with other dudes.
It's you're going to be on the spectrum.
I'm not sure about your basic training experiences, but there were guys in the shower comparing their own fucking penises with one another.
Yep. Nope. That was happening.
Sometimes you look at a pair of man bones and you're just like, dude, you must work out. You know what I mean? Goddamn, bro. Goddamn. The ladies
lay off the fucking squats, because
dude,
you're putting some women to shame right now.
Dude, the ladies, I was gonna say, the fucking ladies, the ladies must love that shit, right?
It's even worse when you're in a training phase and you're in the shower with your rifle, cleaning it with shaving cream and a toothbrush.
Why were you doing this?
I didn't do that, but that's okay.
That's what they told us to do in basic training.
Damn,
we had to shower. They had a shower with our rifles, and then we had to clean them with shaving cream and brush them with toothbrushes.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
The only time we weren't required to have our rifles on us was when we were showering.
Yeah, no, they made a
if
shower.
We were taking a shit, that motherfucker had to come with us. But if we got in the shower,
that's the thing. There had to be a weapons guard. So 8 dudes would shower, and 1 dude would watch the rifles. And then as soon as one person hopped out, that dude would fucking hop in. You know what I mean?
And then another dude would stand there naked, guarding.
Yeah, while he's toweling himself off and shit, fucking to watch all the fucking weapons. Yeah, dead ass, dude.
This is fucking hilarious.
Fucking basic. That's fucking basic.
I stood there fucking right next to the fucking weapons one time, full fucking nude. Didn't even bother because the towels they gave us weren't big enough to fucking cover anything.
Sometimes I'd go in there and fucking be the weapons guard just so I could have a couple of minutes of fucking peace. You know what I mean? Everybody's doing their thing, fucking, personal hygiene status. I'm already done with mine an hour ago because it's a different platoon. I just go hang out with the fucking other platoon and fucking I get a fucking couple of moments fucking repose because it was nonstop. It's basic, so you pretty it's from fucking zero fucking 5 whatever the fuck or 4 whatever the fuck until fucking goddamn 2300 that night pretty much every day except Sunday. Sunday.
And hey, on that note, I just want to thank everybody for coming. Obviously this was pre-recorded. We'll be back live next week on your favorite platform that we get shadow banned on every single week, Facebook and YouTube and the socials, because if you're not shadow banned, what are you doing?
Personally,
if you don't get shadow banned once a week,
I literally would not know what to do if we ever blew up. I would be like, oh fuck, because that's
we're out of the job.
The antithesis. Oh man, it's gonna. On a long enough timeline, it gets hard, not to hit the mark here and there. You know what I mean? It's you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of it's gonna be interesting someday. That's all I can say.
It's only a matter of time before it finally fucking happens and we go viral for some stupid reason.
Well, and if we get a pop, I like all I can say is like good fucking luck combing like all of our goddamn episodes because we have so much content at this point. Like, you know, you might not have to look far, but there's so much shit to wade through. Like, good fucking luck. Good fucking like.
Yep. And guys, again, thank you for coming. But always remember.
Yep.
Always remember, you are not alone. We walk the same walk. We breathe the same air. We soak in the same rain. That means you're not alone. You can call the National Suicide Hotline 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at star 988 or 1-800-273-8255. 1-800-273-TALK. Yes, that number still works.
Yep.
Both numbers are still accessible.
And I was gonna say you can just straight up dial 988 now. They added that kind of feature. Like you can pretty much text or just straight up call it. I don't necessarily think you have to have the star in there anymore. At the beginning you did. We can change that for probably next week. But you can literally dial 988. But the 800 number absolutely still fucking works. 100%. Go ahead.
No, you're good. That's good to know that. I didn't even know that. You know, guys, don't hesitate to call someone today. I know for a fact that there was a discrepancy with a worker who didn't send help to a soldier this week. And that is absolutely fucking heartbreaking. And, you know, if you feel discouraged, that's just 1 in a million situations. And in no way am I saying that it's right, because it is absolutely wrong that we lost another one of ours this week. It doesn't change the fact that number is still there, and there are still people who do give a shit. Okay, people, you know, you call that number, you tell them the situation right away. You know, don't let one bad apple rot out the whole tree, guys. So again, 1-800-273-8255, 1-800-273-TALK, or star 988. Guys, we love you. Thank you so much for coming by. This was actually explosive and fun. I had a good time.
I'll be interested to see this one. Like this is going to be interesting to watch.
I'll be watching this real quick because this was definitely a more off the cuff episode than normal. So
our pre-records tend to be because I think we're doing a slightly different time of the week. Usually we do it in the evening versus like first thing in the morning.
It's also
you're not still trying to drown coffee through our gullets to wake the fuck up when we're doing it.
Right.
Yeah, so it's always.
I've already had my daily 9 20-ounce Red Bulls.
Well,
which in fact, not a myth. I actually drank 9 Red Bulls today.
Jesus Christ, dude, you're gonna give yourself a fucking heart attack. Stop. Oh my God. Please don't do that. I love you. Don't. Please. Water. Drink water.
Just
Drink
like
water.
everybody else, Squillini, I want to see you here in 100 hours.
Hey, everybody wish me luck. I'll have already done it by the time this airs and goes live, but I'm doing fucking Guns N' Roses and Alice in Chains at fucking Kauffman Stadium tomorrow.
Have fun, man.
Wish me fucking luck. Your boy Jay will be out there, so fucking we'll see how that goes.
Guys, Ed, we love you.
Be good.
Boots up, bottoms up.